Hi children, hope you're fine at your homes. So, I'm here again to take the Reach for the Top, chapter number 8 from Beehive, part 2, Maria Sharapova. So, let's start with the lesson Maria Sharapova. Children, do you know this person? She is Maria Sharapova, a Russian girl, and she reached the summit of women tennis when she was barely 18 years of age. So you can understand how much young she was at that time. Maria Sharapova, when we read this in our lessons, some questions we have to ask. Why was Maria sent to United States, and why did her mother go with her, and what are her hobbies, and what does she like, what motivates her to keep going? These are the some questions we have to keep in mind while reading. Coming to the first para. There is something disarming about Maria Sharapova, something at odds with her ready smile and glamorous attire. So here the author is saying that there's something disarming means a fearful thing for the uh, competitors about Maria Sharapova. Something very odd she has, that is, that nobody has, the smile and a glamorous attire. Attire means the dress, what she wears, and something that something in her lifted her on Monday, 22nd August 2005, to the world's number one position in women's tennis. And the author is saying that something odd made her to lift herself on Monday, 22nd August 2005, to the world's number one position in women's tennis. All this happened in almost no time. It took no time to happen. Such a big event. That is, poised beyond her years, the Siberian born teenager took just 4 years as a professional to reach the pinnacle. So, here the author is saying that she, being very young, and she took only 4 years to just make herself to be a great tennis player, a professional player, and to reach the pinnacle means to the height where others struggle to reach, and they take lot and lot of time to reach that position, and she took just 4 years. However, the rapid ascent in a fiercely competitive world began 9 years before with a level of sacrifice few children would be prepared to endure. Now, the author is saying that, however, the rapid ascent means climb of in a fiercely competitive world. It began 9 years before with a level of sacrifice few children would prepare to endure. Means very less children are prepared to do such type of sacrifice. Little Maria had not yet celebrated her 10th birthday when she was packed off to train in the United States. And the author is saying that little Maria had not yet been 10 years of age. She was packed off in a train to United States. She had to go to United States. That trip to Florida with her father, Yuri, launched her on the path to success and stardom. That was the time when she just went to the trip to Florida with her father Yuri, and she had a successful stardom in that place. But it also required a heart reckoning 2 years separation from her mother Yelena. So it was a very heartbreaking also, when heart reckoning means heartbreaking, when for 2 years she was separated from her mother Yelena, and that was her starting to be a star, and that separation made her to work hard for being a women tennis player. The latter was compelled to stay back in Siberia because of visa restriction. Because of the visa problem, her mother was not able to uh, go with her, and she had to stay in Siberia. The 9-year-old girl had already learned an important lesson in life, that tennis excellence would only come at a price. At a price means the 9-year-old girl had already understood that if you have to sacrifice some or the other thing to get something, that is what she had learned by the time of 9 years. I used to be so lonely, Maria Sharapova recalled. I missed my mother terribly. My father was working as much as he could to keep my tennis training going, so he couldn't see me either. So now she felt very lonely, and Maria recalls that she missed her mother terribly. Her father was working too hard to train her to be a tennis player, so he couldn't see me either. So he was also not able to see her because she had to go for the training of tennis, and that made her not to see him either, and that was something which was terrible. And she was a small girl to just bear all the trouble of being alone without a father and without her mother. And that was something which she had learned, that you have to just sacrifice something to get something. Because I was so young, I used to go to bed at 8 p.m. The other tennis people would come in at 11 p.m. and wake me up and order me to tidy up the room and clean it. So now she is saying that as she was very young at that time, and she used to sleep by 8 p.m. The other tennis colleagues or other people used to come by 11 p.m. and wake her up and order her to tidy the room as well as clean the room. Instead of letting that depress me, I became more quietly determined and mentally tough. So she was not bothered by all these things, small things. She was still getting more determined day by day and mentally tough day by day. I learned how to take care of myself. She says that she learned how to take care of herself, and I never thought of quitting because I knew what I wanted. Quitting means leaving, that she is not able to do it. And she says that she never thought of leaving it because she wanted what? She wanted to win, and she wanted to be the best player. When you come from nothing and you have nothing, then it makes you very hungry and determined. I would have put up with much more humiliation and insult than that to steadfastly pursue my dreams. Now she says that she never thought of leaving the training because she was determined to achieve her aim. When a person has nothing, he craves and becomes determined to get it. She says that she would be born greater through more humiliation and insult, and that is one thing she pursue by dream. Now coming to the sixth para, that toughness runs through Maria even today. It was the key to her bagging the women's single crown at Wimbledon in 2004, and to her meteoric rise to the world number one spot the following year. So now this toughness was to be seen in her uh, when she had bagged the Wimbledon in 2004, and to her meteoric rise means rapid rise to the world number one spot the following year, the next year, when she got the Wimbledon single crown. So this toughness was the one which made her to rise to that position. While her journey from the frozen plain of Siberia to the summit of women's tennis has touched the heart of tennis fans. For the youngster herself, there appeared to be no room for sentiments. Now, the author says that while her journey from the frozen plain of Siberia to the summit of women tennis had touched the hearts of tennis fans. Now, though she was dealing with a tough training in Siberia to that of the summit, means the training of being a tennis player, um, that had touched her fans, that had made a great place in the hearts of the fans. But this youngster herself appears to be no room for sentiment, but she did not pave any way for sentiments. She was off in her effort to be the best. The straight looks and the answers she gave when asked about her ambition make it amply clear that she considered the sacrifice were worth it. Now, the author is saying that the straight looks and the answers she gives when asked about her ambitions, the answers what she gave when it was asked about her ambition, make it amply clear that she considered the sacrifice were worth it. Sacrifice were worth it means she considered the effort she had taken to be a best tennis player uh, was something fruitful for her, because that made her to achieve the goal of being the best player. I am very, very competitive. I work hard at what I do. In my job, this is her mantra for success. Now, she says that she works hard and she is very competitive, and that is her job, and this is the only mantra for the success what she has gained today. This was something which she said when she got the Wimbledon prize in 2004. Coming to the next para. Though Maria Sharapova speaks with a pronounced American accent, she proudly her Russian nationality. Parades her Russian nationality, displays her Russian nationality. Now, the author is saying that though she had an American accent of speaking, but while parading after winning, means displaying after winning, she used to show that she is a Russian nationality with the flag. Clearing all doubts, she says, I am Russian. It's true that the US is the big part of my life. Now, she says that though I am a Russian, um, I accept that US is a big part of her life, but I have Russian citizenship. Now, she said that she is a Russian and she has a Russian citizenship. My blood is totally Russian. So she was a Russian national. She used to always prove it in her speeches. I will play the Olympics for Russia if they want me. Now, she said that she would play the Olympics for the Russian country if they really wanted it. So this is what she used to say when talked about the nationality. Like any number of teenage sensations, Maria Sharapova lists fashion, singing, and dancing as her hobby. Now, author is saying that um, number of teenage sensations, Maria Sharapova also had a list of hobbies, that is fashion, singing, dancing, etc. She loves reading the novel of Arthur Conan Doyle. So she was very much interested in the novels of Arthur Conan Doyle, and her fondness for sophisticated evening gowns appears at odd with her love of pancake with chocolate spreads and fizzy orange drinks. Now, her fondness means her interest, her craziness for sophisticated evening gowns, special gowns which are there for going for parties, appears at odd with her love, and they both have a different type of interest. These two are very different type of interest with her love of pancakes, a special type of pancakes which she loved with chocolate spreads. She used to have chocolate spreads in that, and fizzy orange drink. What is fizzy? Fizzy means spluttering sound, which makes a spluttering sound of orange drinks. These were some of the things which she used to have as a hobby to have. Maria Sharapova cannot be pigeonholed or categorized, and her talents, unwavering desire to succeed, and readiness to sacrifice have lifted her to the top of the world. Now, author is saying that Maria Sharapova cannot be categorized and differentiated, and her talents, her unwavering desire means which do not have a different alternative, but it just does not wavers means it does not goes from one place to another. It is just static, having a desire to succeed and have a readiness to sacrifice everything for her desires. This was the main important thing for her, have lifted her to the top of the world, and that had made her to lift herself to the top of the world. Few would grudge her riches she is now reaping, and this is what she has to say about her monetary gain from tennis. So now she is very careful about the people around her, and she says that a few people would have grudges. Grudges means ill will. That she is reaping so much of money because of tennis, and she is getting a lot of monetary gain from this game. And of course, money is a motivation. See, she is very materialistic, and she says that money is motivation, and that makes you to have a type of motivation to move forward, to get excellence, as well as to gain success in life. And tennis is a business and a sport. So she has her feeling, and she has a type of viewpoint, a perspective that tennis is a business and it is also a sport. But the most important thing is to become number one in the world, and she's very ambitious. She says that the most important thing for her is to become a number one in the world, and that's the dream that keeps me going, and that is one thing that makes her to move forward in her life. And she is moving forward to achieve it and gain that particular position, and have a dream which will make her to be a successful woman. Children, hope you have understood the lesson. Thank you, children.